Did you know that moving in a straight line on the battlefield can make soldiers up to 80% more likely to be targeted by enemy fire? That's why, in movies or documentaries, you'll rarely see troops walking in a straight line. Want to learn more fascinating facts like this? Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for new videos every week. There's a reason for that, and it's not just cinematic flair. This is a practice rooted in survival, strategy, and centuries of battlefield experience, designed to save lives in the most dangerous environments. Today, we're going to dive deep into the history, psychology, and science behind this deceptively simple tactic. By the end of this video, you'll understand why a soldier stepping just a few inches off the path could be the difference between life and death. Before we get into it, make sure you like, share, and comment your thoughts, and subscribe to Warcraft Survival for more history-backed survival insights. Straight lines might seem orderly and efficient, but on the battlefield they are deadly. Mines, snipers, and ambushes all exploit predictability. When a soldier moves in a straight line, every step is easily anticipated by the enemy. During both World Wars, soldiers learned early that rigid formations and predictable movement patterns were vulnerable. Mines and booby traps were often laid along obvious paths, roadways, trenches, and open fields. A single soldier stepping exactly where others had stepped before was far more likely to trigger an explosive device. Zigzagging, staggered movement, and irregular spacing drastically reduced this risk, making soldiers unpredictable targets. From the trenches of World War I to the dense jungles of Vietnam, military manuals emphasize non-linear movement. In World War I, infantrymen were taught to scatter and advance rather than march in neat lines. German stormtroopers perfected this during the latter stages of the war, moving irregularly through no man's land to avoid machine gun fire. During the Second World War, the British Army's desert campaigns against Rommel meant that soldiers had to, constantly adjust their paths to minimize their exposure to sniper fire and artillery. Even today, modern militaries train their troops to, move in bounds or leapfrog across open terrain, making sure that no single point becomes a predictable target. History has shown us that linear movement is honestly one of the oldest and deadliest mistakes on any battlefield. Enemies exploit predictability not just physically, but mentally as well. Humans and animals alike are really wired to notice patterns. Soldiers moving in straight lines, that makes it easy for opponents to estimate distance, timing, and trajectory. But a zigzag or irregular path that breaks these calculations. The visual unpredictability makes targeting almost impossible. This isn't guesswork, it's psychology in action. Every slight deviation actually forces the enemy to constantly readjust, increasing the chances of mistakes. Survival isn't just about physical safety. It's about manipulating perception, and irregular movement does exactly that. These tactics aren't limited to war. Survival experts, explorers, and even hikers use similar principles. Crossing frozen lakes, unstable terrain, or avalanche-prone slopes really benefits from staggered, non-linear movement. It reduces the risk of triggering hidden dangers while maintaining safety across a group. Even in urban survival situations, unpredictability can be a protective measure against threats. Today's military training continues to emphasize irregular movement patterns. Modern doctrine incorporates terrain analysis, threat assessment, and even GPS mapping to optimize unpredictable routes. Drones, sensors, and reconnaissance units all reinforce why straight-line movement is still avoided. Interestingly, simulations and war games consistently show that troops moving in predictable patterns are twice as likely to suffer casualties as those who zigzag, stagger, or move unpredictably. It's a lesson that spans centuries and remains as relevant today as it was on the battlefields of World War I. So next time you see a soldier weaving across a battlefield or advancing in staggered formation, remember it's not random, it's survival. It's a principle honed over centuries of warfare, refined through countless trials and deadly lessons. Understanding why soldiers never walk in straight lines gives us insight into human ingenuity under pressure, the psychology of survival, and the hard-earned strategies that save lives. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, share and comment your thoughts, and most importantly, subscribe to Warcraft Survival for more in-depth, historically accurate survival insights. Stay sharp, stay curious, and remember, the straight path isn't always the safest one.